Thanks very much. There has been a huge development in the case of the Holy Fire.
Yeah, a man has been arrested accused of intentionally setting that fire. We have live team coverage. Jasmine Viel will have more details on that guy who was arrested, but we start with Cara Finstrom, who is near homes threatened by the flames in Lake Elsinore. How's it looking, Cara?
Well, Sharon, it's suddenly gotten very smoky here, and crews are worried that as the day heats up, the flames that you see on the ridges behind us here will flare up and then start racing towards the home. They have the homes here. They've been creeping this way now for days. So right now they are getting aircraft ready, helicopters ready for some aggressive air attacks. And take a look. If we spin the camera around here, we want to show you the pink line of defense that they already put down yesterday. This is fire retardant. The homes here, the decks, the ground covered with it. A line of fire trucks is also stationed throughout this neighborhood, ready to defend it. 10 communities in the area of the Holy Fire are under mandatory evacuation orders. Let's go to some video now from another one of those neighborhoods. This is El Carrizo. You can see crews battling flames in the canyon there overnight. The Holy Fire started Monday in Orange County. It's now burned more than 6,000 acres, destroyed 12 buildings. We've got video as well to show you of another neighborhood here in McVicker Canyon. This was shot as families were evacuating overnight. Some folks did decide not to go, and many of them actually packed up their cars, took them out, and then hiked back in.
We got 4,000 gallons of water here, and we got sprinklers running on the backside. Everything's irrigated, everything's wet.
So I think we're well prepared. We have our water trucks, our 2 water buffaloes, and we're ready to go. So, I mean, what else are you going to do?
About 20,000 people are now under mandatory evacuation orders. Jeff, Sharon, the fire crews here are asking those who did decide to stay to be ready to go and to really pay attention to what happens with this fire today, because they say they could find themselves in danger very quickly.
Yeah, indeed.
Cara, thank you. Here is a list of the communities that are under mandatory evacuations this morning: Blue Jay, El Carrizo, Glen Eden, Horse Thief Canyon, Indian Canyon, Mayhew and McVicker Canyons, Rancho Capistrano, Rice Canyon, and Sycamore Creek.
Well, the man suspected of starting the Holy Fire is expected in court today.
CBS News' Jasmine Viel is live for us in Santa Ana with details about his arrest. Jasmine?
Yeah, and Jeff and Sharon, you know, it's just crazy to be talking about 2 arson suspects arrested in 2 weeks in 2 separate wildfires here in Southern California. Today, we're talking about 51-year-old Forrest Clark, who's expected to be in court later today and then possibly arraigned on those felony arson charges. And take a look at this run-in he had with a photographer hours after the fire started.
Do you know how this fire started?
I have no idea. I was asleep. I had 2 earplugs in. I've been up for like 20 some odd days.
So that's Clark right there, ranting, raving on Monday outside of his cabin. Then on Tuesday, he was handcuffed and arrested by sheriff deputies who believe he is responsible for setting the fire that has now scorched thousands of acres, including his neighbors' homes there in Holy Gem. The cabin, his cabin, is the only one still standing there in Holy Gem. Volunteer Fire Chief Mike Milligan says he's known Clark for 20 years, and he says Clark messaged him a week or so before the fire with an ominous warning that it would all burn down. Milligan showed that text to investigators.
They just burned 13 houses, ruined the place that I've been coming to for 50 years, and they're threatening everybody on the other side of the mountain.
And authorities have dealt with Clark before. He's had this decade-long feud with his neighbors and other cabin owners, but the 51-year-old had never been charged with any serious crimes until now. We checked with his family. They did not want to comment. We still don't know, Jeff and Sharon, how this fire started. And at this point, if he gets arraigned today, we'll find out more about the charges, not only arson, but making threats. And also, if convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison.
All right, Cara, thanks. Or Jasmine, thanks very much.